Hello, Warriors. This is James Baker, part of the Outreach Warrior. Today, we have a very special guest, someone who is very involved in the community of what we do. Her name is Tatiana. She is here to speak a little bit about her career and how she helps so many people. Hello, Tatiana.
Hey, James. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today. Would you like to speak a little bit about what you do and how you help so many people?
Yeah. So I have been a case manager for the past 3 or 4 years, and I've worked in schools, in a behavioral hospital, and now homeless shelter.
Wow, that's amazing. I started working in this industry about 2014, but not really working, but just kind of learning what was going on here in Central Florida. So when did you start?
I would say I started when I was in college, and so that was 2014 when I started college, and then as soon as I graduated in 2018 is when I started case management.
Wow, that's awesome. We started Starfish Community Outreach about 2 years ago. We've been mostly focused on the Osceola area. I know you are more involved here in Orange County?
Yeah, and the whole entire time that I have been serving the community has been in Orange County.
Also, I know there's a huge, huge need out here as well. We've been dealing with a lot of displaced families in hotels. Do you see that a lot out here with people that you've worked with in the past?
Yes, actually, especially with families. A lot of my career has been with families in general, parents and children. And a lot of the times when they become homeless, the families start spending their whole paycheck on just getting a temporary week-by-week type of hotel placement. And then it kind of sets them up to be in a cycle of homelessness, honestly.
It's funny you said that. That's one thing that I talked about on the last podcast is they get into this cycle that they can't get out of. And a lot of people don't realize that these hotels aren't free. You know, they're paying $1,200, $1,100, $1,300 a month, and they can't come up with to move into a more permanent housing because of first and last month rent, credit, utilities, and such like that. So what age group do you work with now?
Right now, I work with 18 to 21-year-olds.
And how do you feel that the situations that happen to them that put them in this situation that they're in now, how do you help them get out of that?
So first, it's just about assessment and stabilization. So making sure that their basic needs are met, which for the most part, a lot of the youth that we have as clients, they have not had their basic needs met in years. Since they were children, really. So it really, a lot of the times, the cycle of homelessness starts when they were children, and then as soon as they're 18, they're kind of in their own adulthood and then having to deal with homelessness. So what we do is get their basic needs met. Then we start teaching them those skills that a lot of people who are maybe middle class or upper class get when they are 0 through 18. We start teaching them when they are in the shelter at 18 through 21 years old, and then making sure that they have stable income, and then they get placed into a housing network system. And so we transition them into a transitional housing program, and so their case management continues from there, just at a little bit less of an acute crisis care type of a situation.
That is awesome. Not getting into where she works, but she does an amazing job, and she really helps these, call them children, we call them youth, but they are still children, right? They are still, there's a lot for them to learn, and a lot of them come from unfortunate situations. Well, Tatiana, thank you so much. Thank you for being an outreach warrior. You do some wonderful work, and hope to have you back on the show again soon. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime.